Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 2. And today I'm going to be giving you part 5 of What If Naruto at his strongest was sent to another timeline. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual. Share this to all of your friends in your social media platform. And also guys, stay in tune for the rest of what if's coming your way over on Anime King and over on Anime King 3. If you're new, yes, you heard that correctly. You have not mistaken, I indeed have 3 channels. Anime King, Anime King 2, Anime King 3, which I post what if on every single day for you guys to enjoy. So you already know what to do, sit back, relax, and yeah, enjoy. So yeah, without further ado, ready to begin this new episode, start the intro. So, the last sport that we left off. Naruto had broke into the Tsuchikage's mansion without Hiruzen's knowledge, and people were upset, as Hiruzen had to go to several council meetings to quiet them up, as Naruto was causing him a lot of headache. But the blonde did not seem to care what people think, as a council member started to run his mouth a bit too much, as Naruto ended up killing him right away, as everyone was calling for his arrest. As Hiruzen saw it all, the problem that Naruto was putting on him. All of his friends had come to him, as they want to know the truth. Kiba didn't understand if he was always able to use his bloodline, then why? Why was he the dead last in the academy? It made no sense. As Naruto flat out told them that he was not from this timeline, but, well, they didn't believe him. So he went to the other option. A ninja was never show all of his secrets, as the group was hard to believe that, but he told them that they could challenge him at any time for him to show them how far below him they are, as he wanted them to get stronger because in his timeline they were not this weak and they need to get stronger for the upcoming events, or perhaps they would die. With that, him and Jiraiya then made their way to Kira. Arriving there, Mei was confused. Why did they brought this kid along? As Jiraiya, help would be enough. Yagura was already dead, they just need to blow up a wall. But Mei was told that Naruto had more firepower, and that surprised her. Well, the blonde went a bit overboard as he entered four-tailed form and obliterated the wall. As with that, they were able to get Kiri back, seeing that Naruto's sensory ability could find the dark emotions within people, and most of the civilians just want to get back to their normal routine. And seeing that Yagura was dead, the loyalists gave up. As Mei promised Naruto that he should come back in 2 years or so, and she would reward him, as Jiraiya wanted to be there as well, so he gets some inspiration for his book, as Naruto refused to tell him when it was going to happen. With that, they move on to Kumo. As they arrive, Jiraiya locked Naruto outside as Naruto was forced to stay out there with Mabe, as he kept on teasing her until she started to flush. She didn't know why this teenage boy was making her flush. He then made his way as he met up with some Kumo ninjas, as it was Samui, Amoy, and Toru. After which, Yugito came, as she asked him why did he was out like this. He was a ninja from another village. What if he was here to cause espionage? But Naruto decided to tease them by running away, as she chased after him. Out in the open, they decided to fight, as the Nibi told her that she stood no chance. But Yugito refused to believe that as they fought, as Naruto damaged her. She transformed into the full two-tailed cat, as Naruto chains wrapped her and slammed her in the ground, as she was unable to get away or move. It was then that Bee appeared, as Naruto challenged him. The Hakubi told Killer Bee that this Kyuubi was not the one that came from the Jubi. Something was wrong. But as both men decided to transform, as they entered their version 2 state, as Bee had a massive bull bone on his shoulder, as Naruto entered 4-tail state. So yeah guys, so basically as we left off, you guys can switch across the place and check it out for yourself. So this will begin this new episode. The two powerful Jinchurikis in their version 2 cloak slam viciously into each other. Because the both of them were donning the same cloak, the effects seemed to be cancelled out. As a violent onslaught of power resonated from their clash, the ground was obliterated as both of them were thrown back violently. But they both crash landed on their feet as Naruto shook his head. Goddamn bone armor. Remind me not to do a head-on clash. Run again. He thought to himself. Be charged once again, as he leave a wake of destruction behind him as he moved. As Naruto held his ground as he grew 2 more tails, as he was now up to 6, as a skeleton appeared on him, and it also covered his face as well. As B slammed viciously within Naruto, but Naruto was able to stand the slam as his tails lashed out and wrapped around B. This will teach you to run at me like an idiot, you damn stupid rapper, said Naruto. Kurama started laughing in Naruto's head when she saw the expression on B version 2 face. It looked hilarious really, a blood-red face with twisted, complicated facial reactions. Then there was a boom as Naruto was sent sailing as he crashed. As the Haxabi released its full power, as the beast was brought to the world, 8 massive tentacles. As Naruto looked up towards the giant, weird blend between ox and octopus. Kind of overkill, don't you think? Naruto thought to himself. The thing then started to pump its fist as it was rapping. You fool, you fool. Lord Haxabi told me to use this, to see if I can turn you into a blood pool. Everyone's sweat dropped. Oh god, the rapping. The horrifyingly bad rapping and characterization. No one from close saw the Haxabi though. They were too far away from that. You know, is it weird if I'm thinking that B won't be able to kill Naruto, said Yugito. Maybe, said Samui. He did easily defeat you after all, said Samui. Bah, he caught me at a bad time, said Yugito, as she looked away. At least he's taking you out tonight, said Taru. As Yugito groaned, why did she have to agree to that? Do I have to? Well, considering that he looks older than he is. You should take him up on it. It's not like any other guy want to go out with you. You know, ridiculous urges and all, said Taru. As Yugito's face became red. Shut it, she said. It's not my damn fault. This insatiable cat. Give me these damn cravings. Well, he's a Jinchuriki like you, and he's not B-sensei, Amoy said trailing off, as both girls turned and glared at him. He's right though, said Samui. His stamina will be able to keep up with any woman, including you, and maybe even us, she said. As a drop of blood came from her nose. As Yugito, Karu and Amoy stared at her. Maybe Karu would react that way, but Samui? Who would have known that she was a closet pervert? They turned their sights back towards the battle, as Naruto was knocked into a hail of rocks as they all fell down on him. 2 hands then shot out, followed by 8 tails. As Naruto emerged in a hairless 9-tail form, which possessed 8 tails behind it. I hate this form, he said. It makes me feel like an old woman. Everyone stared in shock. Wait, that was the Kyuubi speaking. When I'm using the 8-tail state, our personality and thought mashed together, the 8-tail said. That ain't cool, you fool, Haxabi said. You brought this on yourself. Naruto yelled at him as he rushed forward. The other 4 ninjas had to leap away as the 2 massive beasts clashed against each other, as they were all mortified by the power that Naruto and B were showing off. And a thought popped into all of their head. Why the hell weren't there any additional Kumo ninjas? Time skip at Konoha. Kiba entered his house as he smelled a familiar scent, as he immediately sniffed the air. He moved. There was no one in the kitchen, so no food. No one in the living room. No one in the basement. Kiba clenched his teeth. Naruto was in his house. He was not in the living room or the kitchen. So where the hell was he? His mother was home and so was his sister. Just what the hell was going on? Naruto's flirtatious nature was well known by now, as it made Kiba's heart wrench every time He was there with Hinata. As Kiba ran upstairs, as Akamaru was outside, speaking to Hana triplets. Apparently, Naruto came over an hour ago to help Hana with something, and he hasn't been out since. As Kiba moved towards his sister's door as he paused, as two things popped into his head. He would hate to see, or going on something that, well, he would want to see. And the second, his sister might kill him for bursting in. So instead he put an ear to the door as he listened. All he heard was some chatter and giggling. The door then opened up as he fell face first into the room. As he snapped his gaze up, as he saw his sister and Naruto sitting on the bed, and his mother who was standing over him. Why is Naruto in here? That's not an excuse, Kiba, for listening on people conversation. You should apologize to your sister and our guest here. As Naruto took great pleasure in seeing the absolute pissed off look on Kiba's face. Yeah, sorry, Naruto, Kiba said, his fists clenched, his eyes glaring at the blonde. Apology accepted, said Naruto. Now, can you leave us alone? We were having an interesting conversation on anatomy. Anatomy? Kiba said, confused. Anatomy? As Naruto nodded, yes, your mother is much more knowledgeable on such things. That is why she is speaking with Hana and I. Kiba nodded slowly. Anatomy. There was something that he was probably missing, but he couldn't see anything wrong with the scene in front of him. As Tetsumi walked up to Kiba, "Get out, pup," she said. This Naruto is an interesting guy. He might help us out with our clan techniques, so leave us be, will ya? Kiba nodded as he did not want to anger his mother. As he left the room wondering how Naruto could possibly help with their clan techniques. Once Kiba closed the door behind him, began jutsu that made Hana and Naruto, fully clothed, vanish, as Tetsumi vanished, to show that she was nothing but a genjutsu. As sweat was on Hana and Naruto's face. I gotta say, said Hana, I love these tent blocking seals. Well, let's continue, shall we? You don't have to ask me twice, said Naruto. Time skip back on the road. As Naruto was snapped from his thoughts by Jiraiya. I still can't believe that you did that. Stupid blonde brat, activating extreme power and then wasting two Jinchurikis. At least the Raikage accepted what they told him. I told you I'll be wasting them, said Naruto. Yeah, but you almost had the cloud declare war on the leaf. They attacked me first. It's not even my fault, said Naruto. But you kept on attacking them. Seriously, think about this. You send a Jinchuriki to a non-ally village. First they beat down the two tails, then they take on the 8 tails. They make him think that he has a chance of winning, then they beat the hell out of him. And they didn't just stop there, they keep on beating the hell out of him to show their dominance. Yeah, screw you, said Naruto. At least I got some while I was there. Wait, what? Said Jiraiya, looking at Naruto with shock. Yep, said Naruto. I think I have a thing for feisty redheads. I might return here later to visit once again. As Naruto smirked at the memory with Karu on top of him. Now that was a lot of fun. Jiraiya chuckled, you move fast, brat. So what's the plan? To spread your genetics everywhere? Just because I and other Kunoichis want to get together, doesn't mean I want to leave behind bastard children. That would not be smart or kind, although it would help ease some of the tension between the villages. Give every village a new bloodline. Whatever, we're heading to Hidden Stone. You got your transformation ready. Real or illusion, said Naruto. Jiraiya paused. Wait, what? You don't know that anyone who's a Kyuubi Jinchuriki has a special ability to actually transform. As Naruto looked at him surprised. Like what the hell? In this timeline there was 2 other Kyuubi Jinchuriki. At least some of the other abilities had to be known. No, Jiraiya said. How would that even work? I mean, I'm no medical ninja, but your entire body would have to be rewired. Tail Beast Chakra solves everything, said Naruto. I mean, seriously, the leaf has had 2 other Jinchurikis, has it not? And you guys never knew about the abilities. Infuriated, he thought to himself. Basically, I can change the way I look without the illusion. Was that so simple, said Jiraiya. As the brat had to rant on for a while, cursing about everything before he told him what he wanted to know. As Naruto rolled his eyes before his hair changed into a redhead with a long ponytail. The whisker marks also vanished. In all honesty, the real thing that he wanted to do was step into Hidden Stone and use the Flying Thunder God and then scream, I am the Yellow Flash Sun! Sure, there would have been ramifications, but how ridiculous would that scene be and not to mention amusing. It would have been worth it. Yes, completely worth it. As they enter in the village, after they got there, as Jiraiya was serious. As Naruto said, he had to be all serious mode now. There was a ridiculous amount of ninja trail in them. It meant that this meeting was important. Jiraiya brought Naruto straight inside the Kage's office, as he was not going to chance Naruto being alone in the Hidden Stone. That would just be too much troublesome, as the brat might probably start a war by accident or on purpose. "Hello, Onki," said Jiraiya, as Naruto sat in the chair next to Jiraiya. As the two men started to talk, as Naruto seemed to zone out as he was talking with Kurama. "Your apprentice seemed to not be there," Onki said. Jiraiya chuckled as he shrugged. "That might be because he doesn't want to be here." "And why is that?" Onki said, raising an eyebrow. "Oh, I can answer that. A redhead, who just appeared out of nowhere, spoke." Jiraiya frowned as Onki narrowed his eyes. Several envoys surrounded her immediately. "He was talking to me," the redhead said. It was like she did not even acknowledge the fact that they were her top 11 ninjas surrounding her. "Smart going," said Naruto. "Maybe you should have told me when you're gonna pop out." "Well, maybe. You should have kept your hair blonde. I'm the only redhead around here." "Bitch," she told him. "Stupid fox, Karui-chan, and Teiwai-chan are also redheads." "Tuh, they don't count. I'm too amazing," said Kurama, as she stuck her nose up in the air. As the envoys and Onki watched what was going on in confusion, Jiraiya sighed. "You know what? I shouldn't even care anymore. Onki, meet Naruto Uzumaki Namikaze, the most infuriating individual ever conceived." "Thanks for the introduction and the compliment," Jiraiya Sensei said Naruto as he got to his feet. "Yes, he's right. If any of you attack me though, or declare war, I'm wasting your village with a tail beast next to me." "Tail beast?" Onki said, as he glanced towards a woman. As she smirked. "She's a tail beast?" "Yep." "Name's Kurama. Nice to meet you again." As Naruto sighed. "What do you mean, again?" said Onki. "Screw you, Kurama. Why couldn't we explain that I'm just an overpowered chunin with the capability of destroying everything? Because that is not fun. Anyway, we're from an alternate timeline where we saved the world from a criminal organization. Somehow we end up here and we're not sure how it happened. Got it? Now, can he ditch the red here?" As Onki looked at her and then looked back at Naruto, you realize if people see who we look like, they will attack, right? Technically, it was true, as he was not making this up. That is exactly what would happen. "Nah, if they try to attack me, I'll slap them," said Naruto, "and then I'll walk off. Just give me a VIP card or something." "You know what? I'll just make one," said Naruto, as he took Kurama and vanished away. As Onki rubbed his forehead. "What the hell, Jiraiya? You came here to discuss your next shipment of books, and you bring this ton of yellow flash here. Hey, he's giving me good research. He can charm any woman that he speaks to." Oniki frowned. "What do you mean he acts?" "Well, for some reason, every Kunoichi that he speaks to likes him. I have no idea how he does it, but he knew exactly what he's doing. In fact, we went to the cloud a few weeks ago, and he ended up having 4 women pine after him, including Raikage's secretary." "Oh, is that so?" said Onki. "And you've been traveling with him the entire time, have you not?" As Jiraiya nodded. "Well then, when does the next book come out?" As Jiraiya grinned at that. "Given the rate that he's moving, probably a month or 2. As several envoys in the room seemed to agree with that, as they were all a fan of Jiraiya books. Well, it was popular in the Hidden Stone. Meanwhile, as Naruto walked outside, he removed his headband, as he wanted to test something. "Hey, you look like Minato Namikaze." "Yeah, he does, doesn't he?" "Maybe it's his son." "He must be his son." As Naruto watched as more and more people started to stare at him as he paused and looked around, he half expected a mob to spring up and attack them. "Can you all stop looking like you're trying to attack me? I know I look like the guy that wrecked you all during the war, but that doesn't mean that we're related." Everyone kept on staring, before they shrugged and walked away. More convincing than I thought," said Naruto, as he started to walk in before he heard shouting, and metal against metal. The sounds led into a training field, with the rocks and holes covering it. As there was 2 Kunoichis moving around, they both looked tired. As Naruto watched them, one had black hair, pink eyes, red skirts, and fishnet tights, while the other one had brown hair, grey eyes, and a black skirt. One of them was definitely Tsuchikage's granddaughter, but the other one, I have absolutely no idea who she is. They then saw him watching. Hey, Tsubaki, who is that? I have no idea, Tsubaki whispered back. Hey, why are you watching us? As both girls thought, why did he look like Yellow Flash so much? I heard you guys trained and walked here. I'm visiting the village with my perverted godfather. The black-haired girl frowned. Are you here to perv on us, she asked. I don't know, Kurosaki. I would apprehend him if he tried to perv on me. As Tsubaki, blinking gave him a slight smile. Apprehend? Me? Sorry, I don't do the whip and chain thing, said Naruto. Stop it, Tsubaki, said Kurosaki as she threw her a look. Yes, I know who you two are, said Naruto. Well, you're the Tsuchikage granddaughter Kurosaki, and you're Tsubaki from the Bee User clan, aren't you, said Naruto. As they both gave him a look. You seem to know who we are, but who exactly are you? I'm Naruto Uzumaki, said the smile, the most amazing ninja alive. I beg to differ, Blondicon, said Kurama. You can think with that head that you have down there, but all you really do is power through stuff. Screw off, you big fat fox. I'm hurt, said Kurama. I've never heard of you, so you must not be that amazing ninja you say you are, said Tsubaki. As Naruto looked affronted by her comment. Well, an amazing ninja shouldn't be known as amazing, right? That's a good point, said Kurosaki. If you were an amazing ninja, no one would ever find you, and therefore, no one would know you. Even though you're kind of easy on the eyes, you're not really backing yourself up here, said Tsubaki. Do you want me to fight you too? I'm not gonna take it easy on you just because you're kunoichis. In fact, I'll go a bit rougher, since I heard rock kunoichis like it that way. As Naruto smirked. What? Who told you that, said Kurosaki. Well, he wouldn't be all that wrong. At least for me, he would not, said Tsubaki. Her face then got red as she coughed. Did I say that out loud? I said it out loud, didn't I? She said. Yep, said Naruto with a grin. Let me guess, you're the kind of kunoichi that like dirty talk behind closed doors. You really are a pervert, aren't you? Said Kurosaki. You know I'm the old man's granddaughter, right? If you know that, I can use lava reliefs to melt you down there, she said. You're right, I am a pervert, said Naruto. But it's not my fault, kunoichis seem to like my stupid attitude. Then again, they usually end up screwing me after I beat their pride down, or I save their asses from certain death. You're not even hiding it, are you? Tsubaki asked. Why would I hide it, said Naruto. Being a ninja is dangerous, so I want to have as much fun as I can. I thought you said that you were an amazing ninja, said Kurosaki. Just because I'm amazing, that doesn't mean I can't die, nor that I don't want to have as much fun as possible. So, are we gonna fight or not? I'll even throw my pants in if you two want it, he said. The both of them stared at him. You're a strange person, said Kurosaki. Yeah, well, I'm the son of the fourth Hokage, said Naruto. As he paused. Oh shit. You weren't supposed to hear that. You don't sound like you mean it, said Tsubaki. Besides, we were born way too late to be affected by idiotic prejudice. Well, considering that you control bees, and many men must be afraid to get their things stung, said Naruto. As both girls' sweat dropped. Well, there are some sexual puns I can make on your village, so I might as well say them, said Naruto. Yeah, we're well aware of them. It's not like guys haven't asked us out before, said Kurosaki. As Naruto cocked his head. I can definitely see that, he said, as the both of them blushed at his not-so-subtle comment. Come on, 2-on-1, said Naruto. By the way, I'm the Jinchuriki of the Nine Tails, and I also possess a bloodline. He then shot forward, surprising them, as they were forced to jump back on their training field. The speed that he was moving that made them think that there was two Naruto attacking them at once. Finally, they jumped far enough away to actually be using a jutsu. As Naruto let them complete their jutsu to see what they would do, he found himself trapped in a layer of rock that sprouted from the ground. As Tsubaki launched beasts from who knows where. Each of them had a small explosive tag attached to their bodies. They're gonna go boom. Everyone seemed to like explosions, even girls. Well, what's not to like about Naruto thought? The bees hovered around him as Naruto paused. What? No boom? I thought this was just as far, said Kurosaki. As Naruto shrugged as best he could, as lightning burst from his body. as it exploded him out of the rock. Its hair got electrified as they shot forward, impaling all the bees. As Naruto laughed at their reaction, "What? I'm a walking weapon, and I will abuse that fact." He then stomped the ground, causing it to crack open. Water gushed out as the thing bent in mid-air, ignoring the laws of physics. As Tsubaki slammed her hand in the ground, as the ground was brought straight up, elevating her and Kurosaki. As Kurosaki then ran through handstand and slammed her hand down, the rock flipped and turned, and shot towards Naruto, as Naruto pulled his fist back, before he launched it forward as a blast of air shot from his fist and tore the rock apart. The two Kunoichis who tried to get away could not, as they were launched straight up in the air. Due to the angle of their flight, their skirt fluttered up in the wind. As Naruto smiled, he liked what he saw. Well, not that he didn't already. Well, he was a pervert, and he admitted that several times. As two clones poofed into existence and caught them, so they wouldn't land roughly, as they gently placed them down. As Naruto walked over, "Can I say I told you so? Yes or not?" "Just how strong are you?" Kurosaki said. That wind released jutsu did not require any hand signs, and it was pretty powerful. "Bloodline, remember?" said Naruto. "I have 3 affinities, quite powerful, and I can merge them if I want to. Plus my chakra is like extremely powerful. I'm the last of my line, so I'm waiting until the other villages decide to hunt me down and make me a breeding factory." Tsubaki jaw dropped. "What? Are you serious?" "No village would do that." "Cloud would," said Naruto. His eyes then turned glossy for a moment, before he chuckled in a perverted way. Kurosaki cleared her throat, as he returned back to them. "Sorry, the Cloud has some really attractive Kunoichi. I am fairly sure that they are lost for our recreation of a bloodline as well." "Oh, you mean the Clan Restoration Act," said Kurosaki. "What the hell? The Rock has it too? Why the—" As Naruto calmed himself down, as he was getting a bit too angry. "You know what, when I get back to Konoha, I'm running through the archive books. Stupid council back, ancient, damn law." As Tsubaki giggled at his anger muttering, as Kurosaki shook her head. "Alright, anyway, I won a little bit. So what's my prize?" said Naruto. As Kurosaki looked away, she was probably irritated they lost to him, even if he was an overpowered fool. As Tsubaki grinned deviously, as Naruto smirked as she walked over to him, Kurosaki jaw dropped as Tsubaki pressed her body close to Naruto, really close. Then she leaned up to his ear, as she then whispered something. Then she kneed him right in the nuts. Naruto's eyes widened as he collapsed to his knees in extreme pain. Meanwhile, with Jiri and Oniki, as they were still discussing random shit, both men felt a feeling, like someone nearby had been kicked in the nuts. Back with Naruto as he was on the ground, lying in pain, as Tsubaki started to walk away, swinging her hips. "You're taking Kurosaki and I out to dinner, and then we'll do the whole bondage gig." "Kurosaki's a prude anyway." "Hey," Kurosaki said, "I'm not a prude." "Fingers don't count," said Naruto, as Kurosaki blushed heavily. "Oh, stop whining, Jinjul his heel faster anyway." As Naruto flipped to his feet. "Jeez, you shouldn't need a guy in his most sensitive spot," said Naruto. "Anyway, date time. You two wouldn't happen to know a good restaurant, now would you?" "You're taking both of us at the same time?" said Tsubaki as she raised her eyebrow. "Not that I'm against that. Well, I am. Why do all male want to date more than one girl at once? Stop assuming that we'll be fine with it," said Kurosaki. "It's a classic male fantasy," said Naruto. "Having many hot girls to speak with and spend time with. It's practically a dream come true. In my case, it's actually true though," said Naruto. Kurosaki snorted. "Let me guess. Kitchen jokes, sexist jokes, and all that, right?" Naruto frowned. "Why are you acting angry? I thought we hit it off earlier. Literally, too." As he chuckled at his own pun before he entered serious mode. Well, almost serious mode. "It's not like I'm a sexist guy. I'm actually very respectful towards your desires. I don't exactly just talk to girls, just for sex, you know? Not always. So why do you keep on bothering me then? If I don't want you, you should leave me alone then, right?" said Kurosaki. "Alright," Tsubaki said Naruto, "let's go." As she appeared beside him. Huh. She must know the Flying Thunder God technique. As she wrapped her arm around his, as they started to walk away. As Kurosaki felt odd. As she watched them leave, it took her 20 minutes to realize that she actually wanted to go on the date as well. She didn't know why, but his presence was attracting and alluring. He was powerful too, not to mention he was in the possession of a bloodline. An additional bloodline will help the hidden rock very much. She shook her head, trying to banish those thoughts. She wasn't Tsubaki. But he did look good. As she found the both of them sitting on the rooftop, their legs dangling over. "So," said Naruto as he saw her, "you came to find us." She bit her lip for a moment. As Naruto raised a hand, "No apologies necessary. You were just doing what you want to do. And that's completely fine. It's not like I'm going to restrict your freedom. Bind you up and whip you until you pass out." As Tsubaki coughed at that, as Kurosaki came over and sat next to him, as they sat down on either side of him, as Kurosaki asked, "What are you thinking about?" as she saw, there was a focused look on his face. "Thinking about yelling to everyone that I'm before Tsuchikage's son, and that I can do the Flying Thunder God." He snickered at the shocked expressions on their faces. "Yes, I can do the old man's jutsu." "You did tell us that you were amazing," said Tsubaki. "You know what? You should do it. I think you'll be rather surprised. It's not like a mob will attack you. We rock ninjas are more courteous than leaf ninjas," said Kurosaki. "Well," said Naruto, "he might as well try it out." "Hey, village! Hidden in the rocks," he said as he placed his hand over his mouth to make his voice echo. Everyone stopped and looked at him. "Yeah, you people. Civilians, ninjas, even you rock envoys. I want your attention. I have something very important to say." Once there was a nice-sized crowd, Naruto cleared his throat as he spoke once more. "I'm the son of Yellow Flash and I'm capable of using the Flying Thunder God Jutsu." As Naruto waited for the reaction until he heard a cough in the crowd. As he blinked several times as someone spoke. "Is that supposed to make us angry?" "I don't know." "Is it?" said Naruto. "Of course it is! Your dad killed so many of us," someone shouted back. "Yeah, he was an army killer. A damn annoying one," another one shouted. "Yeah," said Naruto, "I realized my dad killed a bunch of you. But that was because of your own attacks. Do you guys think that you did not kill a bunch of leaf ninjas?" As there was some murmuring until someone spoke. "We are still illogically angry at you." "Why?" said Naruto. "It made no sense. Besides, I never did anything to you guys. You know what? I might even give you a valuable bloodline." The two girls at his side blushed. He was insinuating, but it was still embarrassing. And besides, teenagers are a bunch of emotions packed into a little body. But Naruto does not count. He was an amazing ninja. The crowd did start to murmur once again. "Why shouldn't we be angry at you?" someone yelled out. "Because I never killed any rock ninjas," said Naruto. As they mumbled for a while. "Fine," one of them said. "We accept your logical, sound argument, even if it was short and had no basis." The crowd then started to disperse. "So, do I get a soda now?" said Naruto. "Or do I have to go big bad Jinchuriki mode?" "Why would you get a soda?" "I was right," said Kurosaki. "They weren't really courteous at first," said Tsubaki. "You know what? Screw it," said Naruto, as he transformed into his father, whisker marks gone and all. As Naruto decided to pull a prank on the entire village. The next day, the population woke up to a numerous amount of pranks, and many of the kunoichis woke up with a note addressing where their undergarments had been stolen and placed. Time skip. As Naruto was currently reclining on a chair, as he was in a hotel, Jiraiya had went out to peep on some woman. As Naruto was thinking about the various women that he met on his travel, some of them were just, well, more than he expected. It was amazing, as he wondered why didn't he do this in his own timeline. As Naruto tried to remember, but there was an odd gaping hole in his memory. He was in a forest and then he was dropped in this timeline. Seriously, he wanted to know why he was here, who sent him here in the first place. As that was still one of his priorities, but it had taken a backseat for now because he was having so much fun. He wondered though, how were the girls doing that he had met so far? Back in Konoha, Teiwaya and Fu sneeze at the same time, before they sniff. "Who the hell is talking about us?" said Teiwaya. "Or thinking," said Fu. As Fu was extra happy. She had been happy ever since Naruto showed her how much he loved her. If anyone wanted to ask if Naruto loved his females, well, there were quite a few that could answer that he did. Some he likes, others he loved. Maybe his definition of love was messed up. Well, he was a ninja. "Yeah, whatever," said Teiwaya. "You up to grab a bite to eat?" she asked. Fu nodded, as the both of them made their way towards a snack shop, or stand. As luck would have it, Sakura and Ino were inside, chatting about something that Teiwaya didn't give a damn about, but Fu did. Her village had isolated her so much that she didn't know many things. But upon reaching a leaf, there was so much things that she was missing out on, and she was happy to absorb all of that information and knowledge. As Ino saw them and waved them over, Teiwai grumbled but Fu wanted to go as she just tagged along with the girl. As Sakura and Ino moved to sit side by side, so Fu and Teiwai could sit down beside each other as well. So, said Ino. So what, bitch? What do you want, said Teiwai. She didn't really like pretty girls. Nope, she didn't. Maybe Naruto had rubbed off on her, given that he usually went for powerful girls, in his own right. Either that or a woman that was politically powerful. Well, what has Naruto been up to, Ino said, as she was fully aware of Teiwai's attitude by now. What do you want to know, said Fu, as she tilted her head in a very Naruto-like manner. Sakura looked around, making sure that no one was listening. Are the rumors true, she asked. About how you two are complete idiots, said Teiwai. Both girls glared at her. No, about how Naruto has been getting around, said Ino. As Fu shrugged, sometimes he tells us, sometimes he does not. He says if a female is pleasing to him, he would attempt to woo her. Sounds too superficial, said Sakura. If they need a wake-up call, he's there for them as well. You see, Shithead has his ability that allow him to sense negative emotions. If you're sad, he will be there for you. Anyone can do that, said Sakura. No, it's an actual ability that he has. Trust me, you cannot sneak upon him. I tried. Meanwhile, Land of Springs, Koyuki sneezed as she looked around, as she wondered who was talking or thinking about her, as she felt her body tingle. As a person popped in her mind, Naruto. On the other side of her door, she heard a sneeze and a sniffle. She smirked to herself. Fubuki had returned a few months after Naruto had left Land of Spring. She had absolutely no idea what to do for herself, and she ended up simply helping Koyuki. Yeah, Naruto had that effect on people. Koyuki, who was done in her daimyo corp, left her room, as Fubuki started to follow her. So, you felt that tingle, didn't you? Fubuki looked away as she didn't want to think about that. It would cause her to feel warm, and then she would want to find Naruto. Are you still embarrassed about that? As Fubuki huffed. Come on, you even participated in that new Ika Ika movie with I and him. It was fun, wasn't it? As Fubuki grimaced. That doesn't mean I'm willing to gallivant around, telling people that I like sexual pleasure. Koyuki scoffed. I think you're too stuck up in the current ways of society. Naruto has been screwing girls all over the elemental nation. He's a living example of society idiocy, said Fubuki. That doesn't mean you have to follow it. Besides, he doesn't. I don't think that he cares if you play for the other team or go for some other man. As Fubuki stopped walking, as Koyuki looked towards her with a smile. Seeing her red face, I forgot that you're not like me. At least I enjoy playing for the other team. Yeah, I'm not bisexual, said Fubuki. Yeah, all you want is Naruto little body down there, don't you? Screw you, said Fubuki as she was blushing red in embarrassment, as this was extremely embarrassing. I thought you said you weren't bisexual, said Koyuki, as she laughed at Fubuki's embarrassing face. Meanwhile, with Mitrumi, we found her. As Mei looked up from her paper, you did? As Naruto had told her about Haku, so she had sent out Hunter in to scout for her possible location. Apparently they had succeeded, as Mei was brought to the hospital. The hospital? As she saw Haku, as the girl was lying down in the bed, as her arms were bandaged, a respirator was attached to her mouth. How is she? She's fine. Her wounds are infected and she was sick, but her captors merely wanted to auction her off to the highest bidder. Mei sneered at that, as she looked towards the sleeping girl, as she was still confused how Haku was attacked, kidnapped, and attempted to be sold off as a medicine girl. Haku stirred as she cracked open her eye, as she saw the opposing figure of Mitrumi. So, the revolution was a success, she said, as she saw that hat on her head, as Mei leaned down. You're hurt, and you have only had your wounds recently treated. You should rest, Haku. But yes, the revolution was a success, thanks to Naruto Uzumaki. As Haku smiled at that, you know, he was rather angry when he found out that you were gone. He could not flash to your location, and no amount of brute force that he could use could find you. He was upset. That sounds like him, Haku said as her eyes started to get droopy. Sleep. I will inform him that you're alright. Meanwhile, at Kumo, as Samui sighed as she tried to rub their shoulder, As her back was aching, she already missed the amazing back rub that Naruto gave her. She was also envious that Karu got the most time with him while he was here. Then again, so was Yugito and Mabi. Of course, if she asked Mabi if she was envious or not, Mabi would deny it right away. Too bad they all knew that she was lying. Nearby, Karu noticed that someone rubbed her shoulder. "You alright? Want a back rub or something?" she asked. "No, that's fine. I doubt anyone can totally remove the pain, unless their name is Naruto." "Oh? Already missing Naruto? The last time he visited was a few weeks ago." "You had him for most of the time when you first visited, and then a few weeks ago." "You're very clingy, Karui. Who would have thought that a hot redhead would be clingy?" "No, I'm not. He's just really warm, like a pillow. And he keeps on going, and going, and going. Like an energizer battery," Amoy said, walking up to them. "Yeah, and you're very affectionate while you're being clingy as well," said Samui. "What? What do you mean I'm being affectionate?" "She's right," Amoy said. "After all, you did not skip on the hugs that you gave him. Full tight hugs. I believe that lady, Yugito, are rather envious about that." As Karui froze as the memories of her and Naruto popped over and over in her head once again. As Samui waved the hand in front of her face. "I think you broke her mind." At that moment, Yugito appeared. "Heads up, you three. Lord Raikage..." "Hey, why is Karui standing like that?" She just realized that her affection with Naruto. All the hugs were quite public, and the entire village had seen her with their certain blonde that is similar to the gold and silver brothers. As Yugito turned towards her, "It's just whisker marks, surely. It's not that big of a deal." Well, she does has an image to maintain, normally. She's seen as the energetic, angry, fiery, working hard and reaching. But now she's acting like a fangirl. Yugito scoffed. "It's really not that big of a deal, what? Ninjas can't have emotion as well. Some people believe that ninjas should not have them," said Amoy. "Naruto does not believe that," said Yugito. "He says many times that he's a weapon, yet everyone should have emotions." Before anyone could say anything, Karu blinked, as her mind returned back to the line of living. "What happened?" she said. "We made you realize that you display your affections to Naruto in a rather public way," said Samui with a smirk, as Karu hung her head, as she was ashamed how she had let go of her fiery persona, around a boy as well, and it was so easy for her to give it away. "Damn it, now everyone's gonna think that I'm a fangirl," she said. "I doubt they will see you as a fangirl just because you spend time with a guy," said Samui. "What if that relationship is with a guy who's in several different relationships?" Amoy said. "He told me how much girls he's met, and how they like him. What if they decide not to share him? What if they decide to fight? And what—" "Shut up," said Karu, interrupting him, before he can go on his long rants. "His clones are super solid in a way. And he has a flying thunder god technique, and a bloodline. Wait, how do you know his clones are super solid?" asked Yugito. Karu's face turned red, as she giggled in a perverted way. Meanwhile, at the hidden rock, Kurosaki couldn't believe that she was doing this, really. She was the Tsuchikage's granddaughter. She should be more honorable. Tsubaki kept on tugging her down the more explicit streets in the hidden rock. Most of the time, civilians are the only one down here. After all, shinobis usually interact in sexual activities if they were stressed or wanted to just, well, be at it, seeing that shinobi life were really short. "Ah, here it is," said Tsubaki, as she dragged Kurosaki inside. The owner of the shop looked at Kurosaki shocked. Before returning back to his duties, he acknowledged Tsubaki like she was a regular, because she was one. Kurosaki gazed around the store. Whips, chains, leather, latex. The place kind of scared her. Why did she even agree to this? Oh yeah, Naruto had spent the night with Tsubaki, and Tsubaki came back feeling very refreshed. But still, she wasn't into this. Why do I agree to this again? This is not my kink. "Wait, you have one?" said Tsubaki, completely shocked. "No, I was just saying that I'm not into the bondage thing." "Oh yeah, right. You're more of a straight up missionary girl, right?" As she shook her head. "That's really boring, you know, Kurosaki? Really, really boring." She crossed her arms. "I don't really do it all the time." "Please don't insinuate that I am, by social standards, a whore," Tsubaki said. "I've only done it with two men. One that was much better than the other, if I do say so myself." "Ouch. That must hurt the other guy's ego," said Kurosaki. "We're going on a different path. Now, turn it back to you. Have you ever done it before?" As Kurosaki turned her head, her cheeks became a bit red. No, she whispered. As she placed her hand on her friend's shoulder, come on, none of that mopey crap. Just ask Naruto, and he will treat you right. I don't exactly want to give it away, said Kurosaki. Then, he will probably take you on a few dates, before doing anything. He's pretty wonderful when it comes to work people that he likes. Really? Yep. Now, since we don't share the same kink, let's find out what yours is. As there was a perverted look on her face as she looked at all the walls, all of the different things, toys. As Kurosaki started to back away, but Tsubaki grabbed her hand. Oh, come on, she said. We're just getting started. Meanwhile, Naruto cracked the eye open as he blinked several times as Jiraiya approached him. Get up, brat. I have a lead on Orochimaru. Are you kidding me? Said Naruto. I can vaporize Orochimaru anytime I want. Huh? Then why haven't you done so? Said Jiraiya. It's too much trouble to find him, said Naruto as he lay back in his chair, as there was a fresh glass of lemonade beside him. The sun was coming down as it felt warm on his skin. Can't you see I'm on a vacation? Said Naruto as he sipped some of his lemonade out of his straw. I thought you would have wanted to find Sasuke, said Jiraiya. Well, considering I've been exchanging letters with him, said Naruto. Jiraiya froze. Wait, what? As he looked to see if the blonde was joking, but he was not. All this time, he knew where they were. But guys, to be in subs right here. If you want to see next parts, and do like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notifications to be posted. But I'm off for now. See you guys soon. Peace.